It has been 1 year since that fight incident happened in university. Theung has successfully completed his Mafia training and now Jungkook will graduate in 2 days. Jimmy, please give back my glasses, they said. I will not give it to you because your husband sternly told me to make you look hot and handsome. So his family will regret to say those words to Jungkook. That's why I agreed to do this, they sighed. I know, but you must have seen his face when they said those words to him. Few hours ago, Jimin and Jungkook were watching a movie. That's when Jungkook's mom called him to invite them for their family reunion. On the phone, "Hello mommy, how are you all?" Jungkook asked. "We are all good, baby. What about your family?" Mrs. John asked. "We all fine, mom," Jungkook replied. "Baby, tonight we have a family reunion at our house and you have to attend this. Don't be embarrassed to bring your nerd husband with you. Okay? Bye, baby." And with that, she disconnected the call. Jungkook's heart ached to think of how his mother described her own son-in-law. Jimin noticed the sudden change on his face, so he asked and Jungkook tells him what his mother said. If so, then why not prove them that Theung is the world's #1 handsome man? Jimin smirkingly said, and Jungkook confusingly looked at him. Don't worry, buddy. Trust your Jimin Hyung. I will handle it. Now everyone was waiting for Taehyung, Jimin and Jungkook. Soon Jungkook came there and everyone mesmerized by his beauty. Wow, Cookie, you are looking so beautiful, Jin said. Thank you so much, Jin Hyung, Jungkook replied and went towards them. Hyungs, when will they come? How much more time they gonna take? Jungkook impatiently said. Have some patience, you eager bunny, Namjoon chuckled. Namjoon is right, Cookie. Jimin is always late in everything. Now he is getting Taehyung ready, so it will take time, right? Suga said. I know, Suga Hyung. I am just getting impatient to see my hubby's new look. Few minutes later, Jimin came there. Where is Taehyung, Jiminy? J-Hope asked. He is shy to come, Hyung, Jimin said with done face. They waited for some more time, but Taehyung still did not come. Yeah, Mr. Kim Taehyung, get your ass here in 5 minutes. Or Jimin shouted loudly and Taehyung's room door opened. Everyone went silent and eagerly looking at the door. Hyung, I am nervous, they said, peeking from behind the door. Come na Hyungi, please, I am waiting for you. And you are always handsome in all styles, Jungkook said. Learn something from him, Jin baby. Look how beautifully he describes his husband, Namjoon whispers to Jin. Seems like you want to taste my new frying pan. Jin glared at Namjoon and he gulped visibly, looking scary look on his husband's face. Yeah, bitch, come out for God's sake. How many times do I have to tell you? You are fucking handsome. Stop being shy and get your pretty ass here right now. And I am not gonna repeat. And surprisingly, in next few minutes, Taehyung was front of everyone and everyone gasped. Except Jimin, everyone's jaw dropped and they got from their seats. Didn't I tell you? Jimin flips his hairs and said, Can you all please tell me how I am looking and please close your mouth? They said with turned face. Fucking hot and handsome man, everyone said in sync with blinking their eyes continuously. Taehyung walked towards his husband who was staring at him without blinking. He wrapped his hands around his waist and said, Do you like it, baby? They asked. And then Jungkook came to reality and said, Hubby, you are looking very handsome. But you was handsome before too, Jungkook said with pout. But Hyungi, he was cut off by a pair of lips. But they both were pulled back quickly because their family was still there. Shall we go, beautiful? They said while forwarded his hand. Jungkook gave a bunny smile and said, Yes, my handsome Mafia hubby. And then Taekook looks at their Hyungs. Bye Hyungs, we are leaving. Bye babies, enjoy. At Jungkook's parents' house, Jungkook entered his parents' house first because Taehyung went to park the car. Mr. John hugged Jungkook. How are you, Jungkookie? Where is your husband? He went to park the car. Jungkook said, smiling. Come, baby. Everyone already came, Mrs. John said, and led Jungkook where his other family members was already settled. And Taehyung has not come yet because he had an important call cause tomorrow he will become the official CEO and Mafia King. So he had to attend the call and surprisingly, in John's family, no one knows about it. Cookie, meet Sam. He is your sister Jera's fiancé, Mrs. John said. Sam with creepy smile. Hello Jungkook, do you remember me? I was the first to send you marriage proposal, but how sad you rejected me. Jungkook rolled his eyes and said, Because I don't like your attitude and your lustful eyes. He is very straightforward, you know. Are you jealous, brother? Jera said and smirked. Jungkook raising his one eyebrow at her statement. On your... As I'm gonna marry a very handsome and rich man? You think he was get cut off when his auntie Mrs. Choi started to speak. Guys, stop your silly fight. Jera, let him sit first. Then you can tease him later. Mrs. Choi smirked and Jungkook again rolled his eyes. Jungkook is a brave boy, so he won't mind their action and words. He always have words to shut their mouth. Uni, didn't you invite his husband? Mrs. Choi asked. I did, but... Mom, I think our Jungkook is ashamed to bring his poor nerd husband. Mrs. Choi acted as shocked. What are you saying, Jera? He is poor? But I heard he is heir of the South Korea's #1 company Kim Enterprises. Don't you know? He left everything behind, Mrs. John said. What a stupid. Doesn't know how to use his lottery. Sam said. But poor you, Jungkook. You chose him over many hot, handsome rich men. Such a Jera was shocked. Her words stuck on her throat. What happened, baby? Sam asked. Everyone confusingly looked at Jera, then turned to see where she was looking. They also got shocked to see a hot and handsome man coming towards them. Who is this handsome? Jera asked while staring at him without blinking. Jungkook with bunny smile. Oh, hubby, come sit here, Cook said, patted the seat beside him. Everyone confusingly asked, Hubby? They chuckled at their reaction. What happened to you all? Can't believe their useless eyes, Jungkook said with smirked. I don't understand anything, baby. They confused. You don't have to, hubby. Okay, enough now. Let's eat. Mr. John cleared his throat and said. In dining room. What is the reason for the change in your looks, Theung? Jera asked. You have become absolutely handsome, Mrs. Choi said. Very handsome, Mrs. John whispered. Jungkook rolled his eyes. He was handsome before too, but to your blind, useless eyes, he looked like a nerd back then. Jungkook, now you have forgotten to respect the elders, Mrs. John said in stern voice. Why would I disrespect them if elders behave like elders? Jungkook, watch your mouth, Mrs. John said. Otherwise, what will you do, huh? You are such a bratty slut, Jungkook. Theung clutched his spoon tightly. You talk too much after your husband became handsome. Jungkook smirked at her and said, It's good that you still remember that he is my husband. And what did you say? Slut? Me? No, you are the real slut here. You were staring at your brother's husband without any shame. Even your so-called fiancé is beside you. Shame on you, Jira. Sam got up from his seat. Shut up. Don't forget that I am President's son. Mr. John also got up. It would be nice if you get out of my house with your husband before I lost my temper. The fact is they all hate Jungkook because he didn't listen to them about his marriage. They plan to get him married with rich businessman so they can enjoy their life with his in-laws' money. But he married with Theung, who left his rich life. Jungkook's eyes filled with tears after hearing his father's harsh words, but he tried very hard to prevent them not to fall. Taehyung noticed his husband's state and now he lost his temper. Taehyung banged on the table and got up from his seat. Everyone flinched hard. You are my husband's family, which is why I leave you alive. Otherwise, you would be dead by now. You all hurt my baby today intentionally. You will face consequences soon, my in-laws, and you too, so-called president's son. They warned them in his deep voice. Then he picked Jungkook in bridal style, who hid his blushing face in his husband's chest, and they both left from there. The next day, Taehyung became CEO and Mafia King also. He didn't announce it publicly. Only their business partners know about it. And the reason is he wants to give surprise to someone, which is why he is still hiding his real identity. The same day at John's house, Tae is sitting on a couch like a king and waiting for his in-laws to come. Good morning, my father-in-law, they said. How dare you to come to my house again? Get lost, Mr. John said while gritted his teeth. Oops, sorry but not sorry. Now this house is mine, and before I lost my temper, you get lost from here with your so-called family. If we won't, then what would you do? My father-in-law is the president. Don't forget that, Jira said and smirked. And what made you think we will listen to you, Mrs. John chuckled. Taehyung didn't reply them, just ordered his one man on the TV. And said man came in front and completed his boss' order. On news channel, to the shock of the whole Korea, our president abruptly resigned his post. And John's family couldn't believe their eyes and ears what they were hearing and seeing. And then Taehyung's one of the men came and said, Boss, as you say, we brought them. They threw 3 persons in front of Taehyung, and it was none other than Mr. and Mrs. Choi and Sam. Their mouth was wrapped and hands were tied. Now listen to me carefully. I'll leave you alive because you are my baby's family. Now you all get lost from here and make sure to not come in front of my eyes ever. Theung said in his deep voice, sent shiver through their whole body. And hearing that, no one dared to stay there for even 1 minute. They ran from there for their dear life, leaving everything behind. And as Theung say, they never came across Theung or his family again. The next day, Jungkook's graduation day came. Jungkook took Taehyung with him for his graduation, but he regretted it later because every girl and boy were drooled over his man, which Jungkook didn't like it at all. Now Taehyung was consoling his angry bunny, and his brothers were watching this drama from a safe distance because the scene is very cute to resist, where a poor tiger trying to melt his angry bunny. Somehow, Taehyung managed to calm down his angry bunny, saying sweet lines and promised him to buy a lot of banana milk and chocolate ice cream. And our cookie happily agreed and forgot about their fight. Okay, so this was the special episode as you all requested. Here our story finally completed. A nerd professor who is secretly a mafia and his sassy, cute college boy husband. I know you liked this story and I hope you will like this special episode too. See you soon in next story. Till then, take care and bye bye.